Welcome to this new video where we're taking a look at a game because for the very first time, we'll finally be able to play Touge Attack. So maybe this name doesn't ring a bell for you, and in that case, I'll try to introduce the game to you quickly. Maybe it does sound familiar, because this game was talked about a lot 4 or 5 years ago when it was revealed for the very first time, because graphically, it looked absolutely stunning. It looked so incredible that it was hard to believe it was actually a game. It looked so realistic that it was mind-blowing. Especially for such a small studio, because it's a tiny game made by just one guy. Time went by, he kept working on his game, and now, 4 or 5 years later, he's offering us a free demo version of Touge Attack. I'll explain later how you can download it yourself because it's not easy to find. I have no idea what to expect from the driving, even though the developer previously said he wanted it to be realistic, similar to Seto Kotsa. I really don't know what we're actually going to get in this version of Touge Attack. So let's see. Can we already, wow. Wow. If the car really looks like this in the game, it's actually gorgeous. But can I move? Okay, alright. So, hold on. I need to set the game to AZERTY so I can move around the way I want. So underneath, the paint and the car are extremely clean. No, that's it.
Gosh.
Okay, he's fishing. Still, very detailed. So, well, by the way, let's take a look. Can we get in the car and can we mess around with the car a little? Yeah? Look at me. Look at that. There you go, the countdown on the slightly worn seats, the plastic and everything on the dashboard. I think visually, it's going to be something special. Anyway, we'll see later in more detail what it's going to be like for the cars. What I'd really like to do is drive and see a little bit of what the game has to offer us. So for now, apparently from what I understand, there's only one mode that's going to be available. It's going to give us access to 3 different cars that we can try out. A modified Subaru 22B with 400 horsepower and weighing 1,300 kilos. A modified Nissan GTR with 200 horsepower and weighing 1,100 kilos. And a Mitsubishi that has almost 550 horsepower, the one we had in the garage. Knowing these aren't the car's real names. You see, for example, the Mitsubishi is called Mitsuhachi. The Subaru is Suzaku. Their cars aren't officially licensed, that's what allows the developers to do it. Small games like this. Little games with almost no budget. To make extremely realistic cars, really copied straight from real life. They avoid paying licensing fees by leaving off the brands. But listen, we'll start with the Nissan, because it's the least powerful car. Just to get used to the driving a little bit. So the cars are divided into performance classes. Like here, for example, it's a Class C. We're going to test, in a Koni. Do we have other settings? There's a bit of a Gran Turismo vibe to the menus, I think. It's pretty nice. So here I'm doing a test with the controller. I'm unsure how the steering wheel will work, since with a small game, not all steering wheels may be compatible. I'll try that out sometime. If you're interested, let me know in the comments, if you want to see more gameplay from this game or not. So now we're going to do a first look with the controller. We'll see how it goes, huh? It does seem to be actually still very beautiful, huh? The level of detail, huh? Yeah, what a sound. Oh. Okay, it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool, even though I think we'll need to take a quick look at the controller settings. Right now, I think my steering is a little sensitive. A few small adjustments and controller settings need to be changed. The feeling of accessibility, legally, we want an interior like this, combined with the graphics with the sun shining through the trees, plus the overall graphic quality of the game. It's still pretty cool. Damn, it's awesome. Why don't we have sounds like this in other games? You know what I mean? Even if I'm not sure if the sound is especially realistic, but it's alive. You know what I mean? Like, you want to rev it up even if you're not driving fast just because the car is screaming, you know? That's pretty cool. Damn. Even the driving, it looks pretty cool. I think this game is better played with a steering wheel than a controller. At first glance, using the controller isn't going too badly either. We're able to manage. I think it's more of a steering wheel game. You can feel that the driving is a bit sensitive, it's a bit geared towards using a wheel. even with the suspension movements and everything. It's cool, you know? Actually, it's really, really cool because You know, it's really the kind of project where, when it was announced, it seemed too good to be true. We thought, how can one guy, because it's just one guy developing the game, how can one guy develop a game with realistic driving? Really realistic, with car customization, and quite a few cars. It's true that only a few models are in the demo, but we know several dozen cars may already be ready for the game. With incredible sounds and graphics like that, I think we all said to ourselves, well, that's not possible. We all thought, this is a crowdfunding scam. Since, in fact, the game was funded through crowdfunding, meaning that people subscribed. On Patreon, for example, to fund the game, we thought it was going to be someone who would take the development money and not develop anything. But actually, it's really cool. All right, let's try out some nighttime gameplay just to check out the atmosphere too. Maybe with the car's lights. I think this is real night. It's like an Astro Kart Sarlacc, meaning it's not night like in American movies where the sky is actually pretty bright. Here you see it's still pretty dark. Here, I think it's more or less the same track. Except that we started with the Subaru Impreza and it's nighttime, and we have the little reflections from the gauge lights on the dashboard. There are still some street lights though. The atmosphere, it's heavy, huh? Yeah, totally different to drive. That, how can I say, it opens up a little bit. The turbo, you can really hear it. There. And honestly, I don't know if he did everything himself or if he used outside contractors to develop some things in the game. Damn. But, whoa, maybe I should have activated the ABS. It's true, I should have activated the ABS. Maybe it wasn't such a bad idea. It's true that, damn, the person who made the sounds, that's it. When you play a game like this, you realize just how much it transforms the gaming experience. Like, if you take Forza Horizon 6 and you have sounds like this in the game, I think it would make every car exciting to drive, even with little customization. It's actually a real pleasure. So, as I was saying, it's a game that was, oh, oops, I didn't see the curb. This game was developed via crowdfunding, and you can download this free version of Touge there. It will receive regular updates to fix minor bugs and issues that remain. But it's a version that doesn't quite represent the official progress of the project, meaning that, actually, the guy developing the game has done a lot more things. This should be seen as a free demo, kind of like a beta, maybe, that will be patched gradually based on player feedback. And it's a demo that's free. That's what's cool, you can try it for free. You can download it for free from the game's Patreon and check it out for yourself with a controller or a steering wheel. It's harder to drive than the Nissan though. As much as I think the acceleration and the sound are super cool, actually the car is so powerful and burns out so much that it's easy to end up spinning out with it, especially since it's nighttime and you can't really see what's ahead. Yeah, the walls, like that for example in the corners, when it's dark, it looks like we know them by heart because we don't really know what's going to happen. I'll activate the BS afterwards. I think it'll already be better for the gameplay. Anyway, overall, very, very cool so far. That's the kind of game you love to see. So yeah, it's very, very promising. We'll have to see what it offers in terms of customization because right now, the cars are pre-customized, but we know we'll be able to choose body kits. We'll be able to choose several options for the cars. And it's true, damn, it's already running. It's running great. Ouch, 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 the crash. This car is very powerful. There's no minimap or HUD, so when exploring a new track or environment, you rely on discovery. It's hard to go fast without crashing unless you do it several times because you don't know what's behind the corner or what the next turn will be. Left, right, whether to accelerate or brake. So, it's like rallying without a co-driver, actually. So, it's still pretty difficult. I'm looking forward to the story, since it's supposed to have one. Normally, we'll be able to, well, we should start at the bottom with small, not too powerful cars, then gradually move up until we get to big beasts like that. There should be customization. There should be a sort of open world, but it's still a work in progress. So yeah, it's a project that looks pretty promising, and once again, you can try it out for free yourself. So if you don't like it, at worst, you won't have lost anything. And if you like it, well, you can then support, or not, the official creator of the game to help out. You know, to give a little financial boost to its development and see how far it can go. In any case, I'm really happy to see that we have this coming out, at least a playable version, and that not long ago we had Night Runner, which keeps progressing, and we also have Apex Point that's moving forward. It's taking a while too, but it's still being developed. There are plenty of games like that have been announced. You know, 3, 4, 5 years ago, shortly after the release of Horizon 4, Horizon 5, who thought that, at that time, the world of racing games wasn't very interesting? And who all said to themselves at the same time, you know what, if the current game developers don't want to make what we want to play, we'll make the kind of game we want to play ourselves. And little by little, it ends up coming out. So yeah, it's actually a pretty great year for racing video games. We should have a lot of fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Tell me what you think about the game in the comments, but honestly, the graphics, just the graphics, the sounds, the driving already, for me, it's a total win. But let me know what you think. Don't hesitate to leave a like, to subscribe. That also gives more visibility to this kind of game. These aren't games that the YouTube algorithm really promotes. So give likes, subscribe here, that way, well, the game gets pushed and it allows more people to discover it and more people to support it and make it into something bigger and bigger. Don't hesitate to follow me on Twitch as well because, obviously, as soon as we get the chance to try out more driving in this game, I'll do a live first look stream. Don't hesitate to follow and use your Prime on my Twitch channel to support me for free. Please use the Stangaming link below the video to buy games cheaper and support my channel. Thanks. See you soon. Bye.